The 3.23 patch will soon be upon us, and with it, drastic changes to what we are used to, in addition to many new things being added as well. One of the updates that you might not have read anywhere is the changes coming to salvage gameplay and its impact on the economy. No doubt by this point, everyone has either crewed a reclaimer or just gotten one themselves for the construction material gold rush. Well, you can kiss that dream goodbye sooner than you think. SIG returned to the drawing board and has rebalanced the AUEC earning potential for the two different salvage materials. Construction material has seen a considerable drop downward, earning only about 1,500 for a single SCU of material. Now, when you deal in bulk like the Reclaimer, you can still make money, but it will take considerably longer to do so. On the other hand, the Vulture is seemingly back in the spotlight, with RMC raising upward to 15k per SCU. This means we're pushing way over 250,000 AUEC per Vulture haul. I'm sure many salvage players will be quite excited for this change. Additionally, the Hammerhead cleanup missions have also seen a change, dropping the payment for successful completion down to only 30,000 AUEC at the end of the day. Obviously for a Reclaimer this is pocket change, but a considerable hit to the wallet when you can't just get 250,000 for basically showing up with the right ship. Speaking of money, this patch will reel in sweeping in-game ship price changes. As we move forward in the various balancing elements and complicated structure of this economy, we are seeing a huge rise in prices. Ships of all sizes are seeing considerable price increases. Some are even 6 times more expensive than previously, and the biggest ships are exceedingly expensive now. I'm liking these changes as it will give a solid, rewarding experience when you finally get your hands on the giant Hulk-like ships. This patch will bring with it a wipe of sorts if you haven't heard. They are wiping all ship rentals being defined as ships that you rent from a terminal temporarily, not ships that you bought in-game, and the other thing that they're wiping is your wallet. That's right, all those gold rushes that you've accumulated piles of AUC are getting wiped away in the next patch, so spend it now because you can't take it with you in the 3.23. Another little known change is the change to mining UI and scanning. 3.22, we are used to the familiar scanning function that we have all had for many years. This is now changing, and with it the way we search for materials. The icons for rocks are completely different, and gone are the little white diamonds that you could barely see. Instead, we have these very large icons that look almost like map markers that are pretty easy to see, to be honest. A zoomed in rescan will split those markers into either a large clump of rock minables or spread out like ship minables, but the marker generally looks the same. And when you get up close, that rock symbol that we're so used to, that has also changed into this weird looking spiral thing. This may seem relatively small, but it's these small, seemingly insignificant quality of life changes that players really do appreciate. And don't worry though, I will be releasing a new mining guide for beginners and veterans alike to go showcase these changes in more details. To the despair of many folks in the community, many of the highly anticipated features of 3.23 have been delayed, opting for a 3.23.x patch instead of the 3.23 live update itself. This should be coming out in the next week or two. Things like persistent hangars and those cargo missions have been pulled from the 3.23 live shelf for the purposes of quality control. SIG has stated they wanted to drop these features into the live servers and have them properly function as intended, rather than rush them and possibly create a bunch of issues down the road. Personally, I find this to be really professional and disciplined for the developers, as these are features the community is really excited about, but that WoW can easily be icked by hiccups at launch. I love you guys, but we Star Citizen players are a finicky bunch. Things that are making their way into the 3.23 patch are the updated star map and updated mobiglass. Admittedly, it does take some time to adjust to the new mobiglass layout if you haven't tried it yet. I will say that after spending quite a bit of time in the test version, that is miles better than the old system. The updated star map goes without saying. The old, outdated one we have grown so accustomed to is easily dwarfed by the updated map. Everything feels more advanced, helpful info has been added to quantum travel navigation, and the names of systems can clearly be readable. Speaking of maps, they've also added a mini-map to all the major locations around Stanton. Something that comes stock in most games these days, this is really invaluable to new players just trying to find where they can buy armor or new ship components. It is not lost on me the early days of Star Citizen, where I wandered New Babbage endlessly just trying to find a shop. This game update lowers the skill ceiling, so to speak, for new players, and I think it will be healthy for the game. Something I've not seen anyone talking about are these mining claims that seem to appear around the range points. What are these all about? It is possible we could see mining missions being tucked away in this patch, or a way to purchase rights to guaranteed resources. SIGs often added these things that were not publicly broadcasted until launch, so I mean, it's possible. Probably one of the easier to overlook features is the quick interact feature. Not having to hold the interact key to fiddle with objects is so extremely helpful. You can easily move throughout environments and it just feels like normal game. Sure, it still requires a bit of tuning, but I'm really enjoying this addition considering I play on an Xbox controller. Of course, probably one of the big name additions coming in 3.23 is those distribution centers. These vast structures are meant to be all-encompassing destinations that you will frequently see players at now, providing an array of missions, shops, and services. We can expect these will be a major part of gameplay moving forward as we see player caps increase on all the servers. In my journeys, I have seen many players talk about amazing loot that can be found here, like a lot of subscriber items and whatnot, so that's something to be on the lookout for. This will be a hub for players, especially once we get these cargo missions implemented into the game. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, best of luck in your adventures, and I'll see you guys in the next one.